Welcome, and this tutorial is about placing trades and closing trades out. Okay, there's a couple of ways to do this. First of all, the calculator here. We can place trades in the position sizing section here, which I think is a responsible way to start. Now, first of all, you would need to have set up the program, the portfolio, and there's a video on that. So you should first of all have a portfolio already made up. So in this case here, our last example, we're using the ASX number 3 Saxo here as a example, and over here we've got the current balance. We haven't placed any trades in here yet, so we need to load which provider and portfolio that you're using first. Okay, second is that we'll choose a stock to trade. We'll just look at CBA, and then that will populate. So I'll have Commonwealth Bank here, 10%, current price 75.13. So what we're going to do here is we're going to we'll short this trade, and we want to risk 1% of the 35,000. So we're just going to risk $300 here. We always risk 1%. Unless the account's over 50,000, and then we'll risk less. Now, so we've got the risk in here, which is 1% of our capital roughly, and then we will place in the stop loss here. So we'll go 75.77, and we can buy this amount here. And let's just say our target price is $73. So that will give us $900, a 3-to-1 ratio, which is just what we're looking for. So with that in mind here, we can click on this trade here. So what that will do is that will push the trade through to, I'll scroll down here, and you'll see at the bottom here that it's moved it down into balance after M2M, mark to market transaction process. So what this does is that I could load up 2 or 3 trades in the calculator here and push them all through into this mark to market here. So then I would know how many stocks I've got listed here. I've got the amount in balance and in CFDs, so I can look at exactly what I've got before I send them to market. So in this case here, we're going to send it to the portfolio. So down the bottom down here, if you need to edit it or delete it, that's fine, you do it here. So we'll click on portfolio here, and we come to this open trades page here. So just starting from the top here, you'll notice that we're in the orange one, the portfolio now. We've moved from calculator to portfolio, and it's an open trade. Now, I could have originally just come straight here and done this, but I wanted to use the calculator first to work out my risk and how many I could buy with my 1% risk. Now, in the account summary here and so forth, I need to choose a provider. In this case, we've got ASX 3 here, Saxo, and we've got balance in hand here, 35. Now, as you get a few trades up, you'll see that the balance in CFDs will be there. It will give you a variation of balance in shares. It will give you a P&L, and also give you a leverage too, to see how much your account is leveraged by. I think 3-to-1 is a nice sort of starting point with leverage. Now, enter the transaction details here. We've got transaction 100 here. We've just been testing the program, so we're up to 100 on this. So on the order number here, the order ID, because it's the first trade of the day, I'll just put number 1 here. You do need to put something in there. And over here, you've got strategy name. And in this case here, we'll just go trend. Now, trend, DRS2 and DRS1 are part of TradingLounge's trading strategies. So I'll just click trend here. And this is important too, because when we close this trade out in the summary section, we'll be able to see which strategy works the best. We'll be able to get some numbers on that. So that's important, and that can be done from here. Now from here, we can change the date if you need to, the quantities here, the transaction price is here, value in shares is here, so value in CFDs are here, and so on. So quite an extensive array of numbers here. So the stop loss is 75.77. We're risking $300 at risk, and various figures here that that can be helpful as well. So now we've got all this set up, we can just click save, and then that will load into the transaction record page here. So as you can see here, we're still in the portfolio. Now this is the trade that we put on here, this trend trade, date, Commonwealth Bank share, open. So I can slide along here and have a look at various things: days in trade, quantity, buy, sell, buy fees, overnight financing costs, all your trades, whatever currency, base currency, then they'll show up in this little area through here. So there's a whole lot of figures through here. Okay, so all good. We can talk about those in another video. If you need to adjust this, but you might have put the wrong date in, or you got to change the stop or anything like that, you come into this section here. Okay, so in this section here, you can open it up and correct any errors from this stage. You can also come to this little section here and just go ASX, the portfolio that you're working with, and that will just come up in here as well. You can either do both long and short here, select different time frames and so on. So basically what you've done now, you've taken a trade through the calculator, put it through into the portfolio here, and now it's set up in here. Okay, now if I wanted to skip the calculator process and just want to put the trade straight in, well then I would just come straight to the portfolio page here and then click on open trade here, and by clicking on open trade here I will get the open trades page here. So I would need to select a provider and a portfolio here. So that's populated now here. We can see that we've spent a little bit on the other trade here, and then I can fill out my next trade here and so on from here. Okay, so that's that done. I want to go back to the portfolio page here because I want to close this trade out now as an example. So if I come here and we'll just close this trade, we could close it out in part, or we could close it out in full. So we know that we've got 468 here. So we come down here, the sequence number's already there. So we know this order ID number is what we used before. So number 1 here. So we'll put number 1 in here. The date here, you can, if obviously if you're working another date, then you just populate it there. This was our, this is the closing price here. So let's just put that at $74 for the sake of it here. Let's put in the quantity here, 468 here. So then that starts to populate over here, and we can see that we've made a profit of 1.5%, $528 here. And yeah, so now we're going to close that trade out. I mean, if you only wanted to close half out, well, then you'd put half that figure in there, and then that would leave half in there as well. So then we hit save here. And then it's interesting at this point, so it's not in this record sheet here anymore, but it will show up in the summary section here. Okay, so this will be where trades have been closed out. And of course I would need to select the provider here. We've only put one trade in there, so there's not going to be a great deal there. So it's September at the moment. So we've got monthly P&L, 1 win, total win, profit, open trade. So we don't have any R multiples or expectancies yet here, but that will all populate. And this is your strategy results over here too. So whatever systems that you're running, they will populate through here as well. So it just keeps a really good track on everything. And this is trading from an accounting point of view, and it's so important because if you know what strategy is working for you best, or even just looking at a strategy's results through your R multiples and expectancy and so forth, you can start to look at the weak spots in your trading system, and then you can improve them from that point there. Okay, so that's how you place trades and remove trades from the portfolio. Cheers.